Rockstar has always been known for delivering top-tier games. While the hype around most titles fades within a year or two, Rockstar's games, especially the GTA series, have managed to stay relevant for nearly a decade. And with GTA 6 on the horizon, it looks like that trend isn't going anywhere. But this kind of longevity isn't normal. Keeping a game alive for even a couple of years is tough. So how does Rockstar pull it off when so many others struggle? Was Rockstar always this unstoppable? Actually, there was a time when the company was on the brink of being shut down. But just when everyone thought it was over, Rockstar made a genius move. One that didn't just save them, but transformed it into the multi-billion-dollar giant we know today.
이 밤을 나와 같이 춤을 춰줘요 마치 올라 또 올라 지금 이 순간 우리 사이 불을 켜줘요 우리 같이 올라 피어올라
To understand Rockstar's dominance, we need to go back to where it all began. Back in 1988, Rockstar wasn't even called Rockstar. Its roots trace back to a Scottish game development studio named DMA Design. Founded in Dundee by David Jones and a few others, DMA made its mark in the early 90s with the massive success of the puzzle game Lemmings. That early hit gave the studio a solid reputation in the industry. Yet, DMA wasn't content with just puzzles. They wanted to try something different. They harbored ambitions for something bigger, something grittier, and more free-form. That ambition became the catalyst for a major shift, steering them toward what would eventually evolve into Rockstar's signature identity. Their next big idea, which began development around 1995, was a game initially codenamed Race and Chase, where players took on the role of a police officer. But the concept fell flat. It was boring, predictable, and didn't stand out. So, instead of playing as the good guys, DMA flipped the script. They let players step into the shoes of a criminal, and with that bold shift, the first Grand Theft Auto was born in 1997.
Now, all the people in here are working on what DMA hope will be its new blockbuster. It's a game called Grand Theft Auto. It's got to be finished by the end of June, so they're involved in some pretty hard work in here.
Of course, GTA didn't arrive quietly. It sparked controversy due to its violence and mature themes.
Parents are not controlling what their children watch on television or what games they're actually playing. It's very easy for kids to get access to the video games or computer games that may not be necessarily healthy for them.
But here's the twist. Publicist Max Clifford wanted that controversy. He crafted a marketing campaign that intentionally stirred the pot, grabbing headlines and turning moral panic into free publicity. And it worked. Despite mixed reviews criticizing the graphics and controls, Grand Theft Auto was a commercial success, praised for its freedom and raw entertainment value. By 1998, a new chapter was brewing. At that time, brothers Sam and Dan Houser were working at BMG Interactive, the original publisher of GTA. But BMG didn't see the value in video games. They considered them a waste of time and money, and in a move that would later seem laughable, they sold BMG Interactive to Take-Two Interactive for just $9 million. This deal included the BMG Interactive staff plus all rights to the Grand Theft Auto franchise. Just to put that into perspective, Red Dead Redemption 2 made that $9 million within an hour of release. Then, on December 27, 1998, Rockstar Games was officially born. Founded by Terry Donovan, Gary Foreman, Jamie King, and the Houser brothers, Sam and Dan. Sam Houser took over as president. DMA Design, the studio behind the original GTA, was also acquired by Take-Two in the following year, which was renamed as Rockstar North and became the heart of the GTA franchise. Well, before we move ahead, let's take a moment to appreciate the Houser brothers, because without them, the GTA we know today wouldn't exist. Sam and Dan Houser were more than just developers. They were visionaries. Coming from a background influenced by film, music, and counterculture, they set out to create video games that felt cinematic and thought-provoking. Their philosophy was all about breaking rules, ignoring trends, and making the kind of games they wanted to play, believing that honesty and creativity would connect connect with players. They embraced mature themes, dark humor, and built immersive open worlds that mirrored real-life culture, especially their deep fascination with New York City.
Be able to absolutely push the limits of what can be created and the experiences that we can immerse our audience in.
Well, if you thought the controversy surrounding the previous Grand Theft Auto games was over, just wait till you hear about what came next. Over the years, Rockstar has released a variety of titles across different franchises, like Red Dead, Max Payne, Bully, Manhunt, and more. And with those titles came a fair share of controversies. In 2001, Rockstar released GTA 3, a revolutionary game that changed the industry forever. It introduced players to a fully realized 3D world, offering unprecedented freedom in a living, breathing city. With cinematic missions, a deeper narrative, and the kind of open-world chaos gamers had never seen before. It wasn't just about playing a character anymore. It was about living in the world of Liberty City. The unpredictable streets, the immersive environments, and the freedom to do almost anything set a new gold standard for open-world games. But with great popularity came great backlash.
But of all the worrisome material swirling about out there, Grand Theft Auto 3, one of the most popular, technically sophisticated, and graphic video games ever designed, may have given our generation of adults something new to worry about.
GTA 3 quickly found itself under fire from parents, politicians, and media watchdogs. They criticized the game's violent content, mature themes, and the ability for players to freely commit crimes, arguing it was inappropriate and harmful, especially for younger audiences. The outcry was strong enough that the game was even banned in Australia shortly after release. Yet, all that controversy only fueled its success. The media attention made GTA 3 one of the most talked about games of the year, and it went on to become the best-selling video game of 2001, moving over 14.5 million copies worldwide. Clearly, the demand for bold, innovative gameplay outweighed the criticism, and Rockstar wasn't done. In 2002, they released their next big title, GTA Vice City. And for many, including myself, this was the first Rockstar game we ever played. Vice City was an even bigger hit than its predecessor, selling nearly 17.5 million copies across all platforms. It received multiple Game of the Year awards, nearly perfect review scores, and became the best-selling game of 2002, eventually ranking among the top-selling PlayStation 2 games of all time. Its launch was, at the time, the fastest-selling in gaming history. Fans loved everything about it. The nostalgic 80s setting, the iconic soundtrack, and the unforgettable protagonist, Tommy Vercetti. The game's atmosphere struck a chord with players, and to this day, Vice City remains one of the most beloved entries in the series. But once again, controversy wasn't far behind. This time, it wasn't just criticism, it was full-on protests. The game's depiction of conflict between Cuban and Haitian gangs, particularly missions where players were instructed to kill members of these groups using derogatory language, sparked outrage. Community leaders, especially within Haitian American and Cuban American circles, called the content racially insensitive and offensive. The backlash escalated to the point where New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg threatened legal action against Take-Two Interactive unless the offensive content was removed. In response, Take-Two issued a public apology, stating they would remove the problematic language from future copies of the game and expressed regret for the hurt and anger it had caused. GTA 3 and GTA Vice City laid the foundation for Rockstar's future titles. As the years went by, new games arrived, each breaking new records and sparking fresh controversies. Take Bully, released in 2006. It was loved by many for its unique setting and storytelling, but also criticized for promoting bullying. Then there was Manhunt in 2003, which faced backlash for its intense and graphic violence. And of course, GTA San Andreas in 2004, a massive commercial success that pushed boundaries even further, but it too ran into legal trouble, all thanks to the infamous hot coffee mod. And if you don't know what that is, well, let's just say YouTube won't let us explain. Google it, you'll see why. The main point here is simple. Almost every major Rockstar release has stirred some form of controversy or backlash. But despite that, Rockstar has always stayed true to its vision. prioritizing creative freedom and the drive to make games that deeply connect with players. Look at GTA 5, for example. This game didn't just break records, it shattered them. It became the fastest-selling entertainment product in history, earning $800 million on its first day and hitting $1 billion within just 3 days. As of early 2025, it has sold over 210 million copies worldwide, making it the second best-selling video game of all time, right behind Minecraft, which has crossed 350 million. And even after almost a decade, GTA 5 remains wildly popular, still played and loved by millions. It set an incredibly high standard for open-world design, graphical fidelity, character animation, and immersive world building. No wonder fans say things like Rockstar always exceeds their benchmark or Rockstar never disappoints. The same can be said for Red Dead Redemption 2, the prequel to 2010's Red Dead Redemption, the only game Rockstar has released after GTA 5. Released in October 2018, this was easily Rockstar's most realistic and immersive game to date. Its attention to detail, the variety of animals, plants, locations, and the sheer depth of the open world remains unmatched. Set in a fictionalized United States in 1899, the game follows Arthur Morgan and the Vanderland gang as they navigate the fading days of the Wild West. It had the second biggest launch in entertainment history, earning $725 million in its opening weekend. By March 2024, it had sold nearly 64 million copies, and by November 2024, that number climbed past 67 million. That's more than the original Red Dead Redemption managed in its entire lifetime, and it only took 2 weeks to surpass it. However, unlike Rockstar's earlier titles, where controversy usually came from in-game content, the backlash surrounding Red Dead Redemption 2 was different. This time, the spotlight was on the working conditions during its long and intense development cycle. Reports surfaced about a culture of extreme crunch, mandatory excessive overtime leading up to the game's release. The controversy escalated when Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser, in an interview with Vulture, mentioned that the team had been, quote, working 100-hour weeks multiple times in 2018. That single quote set off a wave of criticism, raising serious questions about Rockstar's internal work culture. In response, Houser later clarified, saying, "It was 3 weeks of intense work when we wrapped everything up. 3 weeks, not years. More importantly, we obviously don't expect anyone else to work this way. Across the company, we have some senior people who work very hard purely because they're passionate about the project, and we believe that passion shows in the games we release." Interestingly, this same issue, avoiding brutal crunch, is said to be one of the reasons behind the delay of GTA 6. According to the Bloomberg report, sources claimed there was, quote, too much work, not enough time, but also a genuine effort by management to avoid the toxic work cycles of the past. And while the delay may frustrate fans, for developers, it's a much-needed relief, because Rockstar can't redefine gaming again if it slips back into the same old habits. And let's be real, when it comes to final products, Rockstar has always delivered. The expectations for GTA 6 are sky high, and for good reason. According to an article by The Game Business, 3 major publishers have already decided to delay their own game releases to avoid launching near GTA 6. That alone says everything about the dominance Rockstar holds in the gaming world. Sure, GTA 6 will probably stir up its own share of controversies, just like every GTA before it. But after watching Trailer 2 and seeing the level of detail, one thing's clear. This game is ready to shatter records and cement Rockstar's legacy once again. Anyone who played Red Dead Redemption 2 knows what we're talking about. The level of realism and attention to detail in that 2018 game still remains unmatched. Leaks and reports suggest that GTA 6 will go even further, aiming to create a truly living, breathing city. NPCs will have dynamic routines, react realistically to the player and the world, and even shift in density based on the time of day or location. Some speculate we'll see more unscripted events, pushing beyond the limits of what Red Dead achieved. The inclusion of modern cultural references, like viral trends and social media as teased in the trailer, also point to a world that feels more alive, relevant, and constantly evolving. And And after everything, every risk taken, every line crossed, from building revolutionary open worlds, surviving scandals, adapting to online trends, and navigating the challenges of modern AAA development, it's no mystery why Rockstar stands at the top today. Their unshakable commitment to creative freedom, their obsession with pushing boundaries, and their refusal to compromise, even in the face of controversy, have forged them into the multi-billion-dollar powerhouse we see now. And with all that said, one thing's crystal clear. Rockstar didn't just enter the game, they took over the whole ocean. They've become the biggest shark in the gaming industry.